This is just going to be the always popular, always so popular, Mike Schmidt is actually Chuck Norris Christmas conspiracy video. So let's turn back the clock and talk about how this all occurred. You see, Chuck Norris is a pretty humble guy. He had already accomplished so much, and he really didn't want to take any more credit. So he took on the pseudonym Mike Schmidt just so he could have a little fun playing baseball. And while he was out there just trying to kind of just release some of the attention from all of his martial arts focus, he had some fun, all right. He was a 12-time All-Star, World Series MVP, 3-time National League MVP, 10-time Gold Glove Award, 6-time Silver Slugger, 8-time National League Home Run Leader, 4-time National League RBI Leader. Plus he had 548 total home runs, so a member of the 500 Home Run Club. And in addition to that, an insane WAR of 106.8. And this was all just Chuck Norris trying to have a little bit of fun. So, hey, now some of you might say, you can't back that up. Well, there are those who are in the know, and they know, and then there are those who are not in the know, and they don't know. And so if you're in the know, you know, and if you're not in the know, you don't know, and I just don't know what to do for you. So, hey. Now notice this. We're going to go back in time. We're going to start with my newest, chronologically, Chuck Norris card, and that would be the 1990 Topps Tiffany. Now, he did not play in 1990. He retired in 89. However, this Turn Back the Clock card was put out in 1990, looking back at his 1980 season, where he was not only the National League MVP, but also the World Series MVP. Notice, can you see some sparkling going on the card? That's because the reflection from my Christmas tree lamp here is reflecting off of that glorious high glossy Tiffany finish. So let's check this bad boy out. In a fine 9, Turn Back the Clock, Mike Schmidt, aka Chuck Norris. And again, that's a Tiffany 9, and now we move back 1 year to 1989, one of my favorites, although I say that about so many cards, also in a fine 9. The 89 Topps Tiffany, Mike Schmidt. So I'm fine going after the Tiffany cards rather than the base Topps cards. However, if I ended up having the base Topps card as well, that would be totally fine. All right. How about some Chuck Norris information in between cards here? Do you realize that Chuck Norris was once bitten by a cobra? And after 5 days of excruciating pain, the cobra died. All right, moving back in time, we will now go to the 1988 Topps Tiffany Mike Schmidt in a Gem Mint 10. So I went with this Gem Mint 10 because the price was reasonable. I think it was, more than I could get, than I would have needed to spend for a 9, but not crazy more. So I said, what the heck? Why not? Why not jump up to the 10? Generally, I'm just looking for a card that I like the looks of, but you know what? If I can get a higher grade and not necessarily pay a crazy premium, then I kind of like to do that. All right, another fact about Chuck Norris. Did you know that Superman wears Chuck Norris pajamas to bed at night? Makes perfect sense that Superman would be Chuck Norris, that Chuck Norris would be, Superman's hero. So now back to the 1987 Topps Tiffany Mike Schmidt in a Gem Mint 10. So this one, same commentary as on the last one. I was able to get this without paying a crazy amount, so I said, heck yeah, I'll go for the 10. All right, another Chuck Norris fact here. Let's see. When Chuck Norris was born, the doctor was the only one who cried. The moral of this story is never slap Chuck Norris. All right, and then moving backwards in time from 87, we now move on to 86. The 86 Topps Tiffany Mike Schmidt in an elegant 8. I just love the look of this card. I love the red on the back, and I love the front of the card as well. Well, guess what? I've got I've got 2 new Mike Schmidt cards to show you. Now, one is a second copy. The other is a card that I did not have a copy of. So here's the one that is a second copy. Just recently, I picked up the 86 Topps Tiffany Mike Schmidt in a fine 9. And I think I'm going to hang on to both of these because I just absolutely love this card. Personally, I can't tell the difference between the 8 and the 9, but I went ahead and bought the 9 because I only had to pay $18 more for it than I paid for the 8. And I think prices have came down a little bit. And so, I was happy with the 8. It looked perfect to me, but I thought, heck, why not pick up a 9? Seemed like something fun to do, and maybe a wise idea to go ahead and have the higher grade as well if I did not have to pay much more for it. All right, another Chuck Norris, aka Mike Schmidt fact. We talked about Superman, now let's talk about the Boogeyman. When the Boogeyman goes to sleep at night, first he checks his closet for Chuck Norris. I cannot blame him. All right, from 86, we will move back in time to 85, where I have the 85 Topps Tiffany Mike Schmidt in a mint 9. And I absolutely love the glorious green on the back of that Tiffany beauty. And so, how about another fact about Chuck Norris? It turns out Chuck Norris sleeps with a pillow under his gun. Makes sense. Okay, we will move back in time now to 1984, the 1984 Topps Tiffany Mike Schmidt in a mint 9. This card, I absolutely love this card, both the front and the back. I'm really into these Tiffany's, just basically, certain players that I'm going after, and one of them was Mike Schmidt, and so I got his complete base Tiffany run, which I just, of course, showed to you for, I believe, I've shown this in another video before, so I guess this would be a second time. But 84 was the first year of Tiffany's, so now we're going to go back before the Tiffany's. I do not have an 83 Topps Mike Schmidt, but I'm sure I plan to remedy that at some point. I don't have an 82 or an 81 either, but I do have a 1980 Topps Mike Schmidt in an Elite 8. And I absolutely love this 80 Topps design. Such a nicely centered, just beautiful card. A lot of times with these 8s, to my eye anyway, and I consider myself to be pretty picky, they're just pretty much perfect. Like there's nothing else I would really want from the card. It completely satisfies my eye anyway. All right, another fact about Chuck Norris. When Chuck Norris, aka Mike Schmidt, crosses the street, the cars look both ways. I cannot blame them. So from 1980, we'll move back to 1979 Topps Mike Schmidt in an Elite 8. This card I got for free from PWCC. It was kind of cool. They were, giving people, I'm not sure if it was everyone, like $100 for free. Now you had to use it to bid on their auctions, and you had to bid by a particular time. And so unfortunately, I only won this, so I did not spend up their full $100 that they gave me. But I tried. I just got outbid on everything else. I guess other people were spending up their $100 too. Now, here's the deal. if you're just not really getting into this whole Mike Schmidt is Chuck Norris Christmas conspiracy video, well, then you probably left a long time ago. But if you're not getting into it, come on, man. Don't be a bah humbug. Come on, just have a little faith here. All right. I mean, does that not look like Chuck Norris to you? I would say when Mike Schmidt gets younger, he kind of starts to look like Clint Eastwood a little bit more. I know Pepino Man has pointed that out, but you know, I think that's just to throw us off. I think that was just to throw us off the trail. I really do. All right, so that is the 79 Tops Mike Schmidt. Another Mike Schmidt fact here, or Chuck Norris fact. Chuck Norris uses, for eye drops, he uses Tabasco sauce. Turns out they really soothe and relieve his eyes. So from there, I do not have the 79 Tops Mike Schmidt, nor the 78. So we go back. I've got the 77, also in an Elite 8. And what a beautiful card. Just so clean, and the colors, I like them. I love them. I need more of them. So that is the 78 Tops Chuck Norris or Mike Schmidt. Let's see, another fact about Chuck Norris. Now, they say you cannot count to infinity, but Chuck Norris counted to infinity twice. You know, I'm not going to question him. I am a mathematician, but I'm not going to question Chuck Norris. And then, let's see, that was the 77. I do not have the 76 Chuck Norris, nor the 75 base card, but I do have his 74, which is his first solo card. This 74 kind of reminds me of the 80. I think it's a, you know, similar design. This one is in a Superb 7. Tell you what, let's go ahead and let's bring the 80 back up so we can kind of compare these for a moment or two. Kind of move this over here, move that back there. Yeah, I do think those are somewhat similar designs from Tops, but I love them both. So 74, again, Mike Schmidt's first solo card. And now I have a new Mike Schmidt card. But wait, one more fact about Mike Schmidt, a.k.a. Chuck Norris. How many home runs did Chuck Norris hit? The answer is all of them. That was told to me by Dave, Legends of the Dugout, in a YouTube comment some time ago. So I have one more Mike Schmidt card that's brand new. Can you guess which one it is? It is the 73 Tops John Hilton in a sensational 6. Check this stunning beauty out. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I bid on this bad boy. I was not expecting to win, but I won. I was not expecting to win because I didn't bid. I bid kind of on the lowish side, so I was not expecting to win this beauty. But this card is absolutely stunning. And let's check out the back. You've got Ron Say. He ended up being actually a great player. His WAR is 53.8. That's, getting up there close to Hall of Fame level on WAR anyway. And then you've got John David Hilton. His WAR is -2. So, things didn't go quite so well for him. And then you've got Michael Jack Schmidt. His WAR, 106.8. Many would say the best third baseman ever. Or many would say just Chuck Norris having a little fun to kind of blow off some steam because, all of that martial arts work is pretty serious stuff. So he just wanted to kind of chill and play a little baseball, take on a pseudonym. Now, if you don't believe this, who's got the biggest picture there? It's Ron. And then John. and then Mike Schmidt. So notice how cleverly it kind of takes your eye away. So you don't even think about the possibility that that could be Chuck Norris. In fact, he's looking a little more like Clint Eastwood. So, you know, I mean, wow. Wow. I hope YouTube doesn't take this video down because of that, you know, the conspiracy theory, because they don't believe it or they don't want you to believe it. But, hey, I will speak the truth. Or I will joke around. I try to always speak the truth unless I'm joking around. So I leave it to my listeners to decide what's going on right now. They might say, I'll tell you what's going on right now. This guy doesn't have a clue what he's saying. All right, let's talk about these guys. Let's talk about Ron Cey. Well, let me just back up and say, you know, some people don't care for this card that much. And I will say I would prefer a solo rookie over, you know, the rookie card being a multiplayer rookie card. But I will say this, and I think it's kind of cool, that what we see here is we see Ron Cey, who had, you know, he had a great career. He was a 6-time All-Star from 74 to 79. He hit 316 home runs. He won a World Series with the Yankees. I'm not the Yankees. I think the Yankees win every World Series. I'm going to get in trouble now. Losing subscribers left and right. He won a World Series with the Dodgers. There we go. In 1981. Not only that, he was the World Series MVP. He's got 1,139 runs batted in. So, you know, Ron Cey, really, really good player. And then we go to John Hilton, or David Hilton, John David Hilton, I should say. Now, he did play, I believe, over in Japan, but as far as the major league goes, he played from September of 1972 to April of 1975. And he had a batting average of .213, like I mentioned, the -2 WAR. He only had 33 runs batted in. 6 home runs. I mean, that's basically it. So, you know, he didn't go very far. But then, of course, we go to Mike Schmidt. And I mean, my goodness, you know, just crazy what he accomplished. So on one card, we've got on the left Ron Cey, who had, you know, an outstanding career. I don't know if he's, you know, has any Hall of Fame consideration or not, but outstanding career. And then in the middle, John Hilton, who, you know, he didn't accomplish too much. I mean, I'm sure he tried, but hey, he ended up having some health issues. And so that, you know, who knows? I mean, I don't think he would have ever been like Mike Schmidt, but who knows, you know, if he would have done better without those health issues. But, you know, he didn't accomplish too much. Ended up with a negative WAR. And then you have Mike Schmidt, who is arguably, or maybe it's not even that arguable, the best third baseman ever. So on one card, you've got, you know, just the best third baseman ever, as well as a really, really good player, strong player, and then somebody who, in the MLB anyway, didn't really achieve much. And so I think that's kind of cool, you know? I think that's kind of cool, and it just sort of shows, you know, how hard it is just to get into Major League Baseball. It's amazing that John Hilton was able to do that. Just to get in there and just to even participate at all is, you know, pretty amazing, really, when we think about it. And then to do what Ron Cey did is like really incredibly amazing, because he was a really, really good player. Heck, he was a World Series MVP, as I mentioned, and he hit, you know, I believe it's 316, over 300 home runs. You know, that's incredible. That's amazing. And then we have Mike Schmidt, who's just like otherworldly. That's just like out of this world performance. So I actually think it's kind of cool. To me, this card just sort of shows it'd be amazing to do what John Hilton did, just to get into the Major League Baseball and contribute in even a small way. But then just, you know, outrageously amazing to do what Ron Cey did, but then just insanely amazing to do what Mike Schmidt did. So this is my new Mike Schmidt card, as well as my 1986 Tiffany, adding another Tiffany, an upgrade, but I'll keep both of those cards from 86. I mean, check this stunner out. I mean, the centering, Yeah, I paid pretty low on the price, I think, but yet this beauty is a Gem Mint 6, sensational 6 stunner right here. Just absolutely gorgeous, and goes a really long way toward my Topps Chuck Norris run. Thank you for sharing in my joy. I hope you had a wonderful and peaceful time in the Vintage Sanctuary. Take care, my friends.